If y'all can still hear me, that is. So, and of course, earlier on the night after the Intercontinental title match, now let me just sum up my words real quick before I start looking real dumb. Daniel Bryan faced off against Sami Zayn one-on-one. We had a decent, like an average pro of Carmella. And, oh, dude, I don't mind Carmella. She has the instinct of looking like a bad B word. But, she she's not that attractive. There, she doesn't have that much of a charismatic skill. As it was taken over by charismatic people around her. Like the time when she was with Enzo and Kaz, Enzo made work, and plus she already had a relationship with Kaz back then. And then we had her and her and R-Truth for like, I think it was 2018 to 2019. Him scrambling about, making these dance segments. He won the U.S. title, and then he won the 24/7 championship a numerous amount of times. You didn't need Carmella. Someone get this out of your head now. If Carmella beats her clean, Sasha Banks, because I know they're targeting the feud afterwards, I'm shocked nothing even affected her during the ending of the go-home show for Survivor Series on SmackDown. We literally had like the most generic piece to have some sort of interaction with the two champions because we forgot, oh, it's Raw versus SmackDown, Raw versus SmackDown. I'm done. It's done. We're done. Survivor Series is done with. It can't hurt you. So afterwards, we of course had the, oh god, we had a segment. We had looks like Carmella was trying to snap her fingers, calling out for somebody. Then Sasha Banks came assaulting out. Then later on, Adam Pearce broke it up, so we didn't have that. Adam Pearce also consulted with the Tribal Chief. You need to install fear into. You see how cool that sounds, man? And this is going over all the haters. I have never disliked Roman Reigns. I just wanted him to improve. That's one thing I will set straight. I never wanted Roman Reigns to not succeed in the WWE. The guy over all the trials, tribulations, the leukemia, all that stuff. Y'all got to stop disrespecting him. So earlier on, the Tribal Chief. I'm sorry. God. After interviewing in the Daniel Bryan and Sami Zayn match, sorry, it's late. Sami Zayn was getting chased out. The match was going decent. Like, it was the same kick, counter off an arm drag. There was a running crossbody. That haluva kick. Bloody blah move. And then it goes into Sami Zayn trying to buy time for the count out. Bryan doesn't move from back to the ring stage. So it ends up with Jey Uso coming assaulting him, Kevin Owens trying to break up the fight, and then they keep shoving off. Overall, that disrespect. Roman Reigns consults with Adam Pearce because somehow he's responsible for two brands now. They couldn't get an authority figure after, I don't know, hiring back Finlay. And I think they hired back Road Dogg back in creative positions because, of course, you got to ask Kiss to get some type of job out there because they know if they don't get a job in a wrestling fed, they'll get a. That's just my opinion on. Oh boy, dude, this was the most missed SmackDown. You could say anything happened, but like, I don't care. Especially when they're still trying to chew out the door when they had some semblance of drama. Positives over my last couple. A 6 isn't bad. I was like on Swerve Show and all that stuff. Shout out. There's good videos. It's just, dude, it was such an average SmackDown. Like, I'm not going to pay attention to Daniel Bryan versus Sami Zayn. especially when the title is not going to be defended. I don't care about Kevin Owens versus Jey Uso, even though Jey Uso is a perennial main event jobber. Robert Roode, even though the match opener was because of Jey Uso. Then later on, oh God, they had against Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. And of course, you have the Street Profits going clean because, of course, they're the champions. And they have no semblance of a tag division. They already blew up heavy machinery. Tucker is a fat, greasy jobber that looks like Wildcat Chris Harris that they got doing nothing except being jobbing fodder. They got like a skinny jobber. They have just makeshift tags being more successful most of the time. Except the Street Profits. Oh gosh. You can see why I give shows a harder time. I want them to improve, but understand I want them to still. I'm still going to be harsh. I'm not going to be kissing anybody's ass, all that stuff. Understand that the match was average. They come around disrespecting Dolph Ziggler, calling him another knockoff Shawn Michaels, even though he's got the charisma. Also, Billy Gunn was also compared to Shawn Michaels. Hyper athletic. Stop. That's literally Billy Gunn. He's literally working on AEW, and y'all still try to compare him to Shawn Michaels because he does super kick and he's skinny. Makes no sense. The freaking Shawn Michaels had more attractive women in the wrestling business. It's like you can take from Prime Sunny from the late 90s to Dolph Ziggler literally smashing Amy Schumer. Like, I'm not going to continue this argument over who's obviously the GOAT here. And it's obviously not. Oh God, it is not Dolph Ziggler. The match was as average as you can get it. We had counters over to the hot tag, a missile drop kick. We had, I think, a counter from a drop kick to an enziguri. The spots were obviously going to hit up the Street Profits coming back. The titles weren't on the line. And this wasn't as established. Rude and Ziggler even established with a relationship because you don't get any backstage vignettes or promos to establish what kind of relationship they have. Then probably in backstage that they're cool with each other. Wearing matching jackets, and Ziggler's wearing a baseball cap that says Smackdown. That just means you're a jobber. I don't think Ziggler even cares about his manual direction of his character. And he's wearing a Smackdown hat with a freaking aftershave, with his hair looking musty, and he's just wearing the same gear every week. Like, that's just sus to me. And they're still having him job to the Street Profits that I absolutely hate. They're like soy milk crime time. R.I.P. to Shaq. He does not deserve that disrespect, but by God, he does get it because of the Street Profits. God, I hate them. I'm not saying that Montez Ford isn't athletic. YouTube. That was possible. Then most of the 20-something guys every week just this year should be still with a job. I'm just saying. And God knows, like, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins aren't with a job because of Bianca Belair. Because Bianca Belair actually has charisma. The woman is banging. She has a defining character trait. Looks to be attractive. And she doesn't seem that bad in the ring. All you have is Montez Ford's spots. Average hot tag out of Angelo Dawkins. You know, if these guys broken up, they wouldn't have any character other than Dawkins saying fam and probably the broken neck of Montez Ford because how many times he tries to outstretch it. Seriously, it gets really freaking annoying. Next up, for the end of tyranny in the final saga of Seth Rollins, because he has to take care of his kid over the final, the deed had to be the greater good. Sacrificed himself for Team Smackdown against Team Raw, and you guys got shut out. God, I'm gonna have a late review of that going soon, man. But wow, you gotta be kidding me here. So Rollins wasn't involved in any part of the show. Corbin came intervening after Rey Mysterio could become come around with his grateful promo over his family, over Buddy Murphy. I don't think they're still calling him Buddy. Murphy noticing that Rollins person, Corbin comes out of nowhere, of course, complaining about the nepotism, and then trying to accuse Murphy of taking advantage of the popularity of the Mysterios. So, yeah, that's good. We'll find out in just a few seconds. I don't know why y'all thinking that I'm going to take like a minute. The match was fine. Murphy came around wearing his old gear. That was fine. The quick complaint before we go into the rest of the match. I don't mind hot chicks being interviewers, or else I'll get Tony Schiavone here with my own money and freaking have him disrespect the commentators. Charlie Caruso, Kayla Braxton, characters way too often. They have no way to segue into interviews, and even if they do, we have to forget that. What's good, bro? What's good, Swerve? Thanks for dropping by, man. You're noticing why I even dropped that into a 6 out of 10. Oh man, some of these interviewers, some of these women have to be recalled. They got to. Man, so we had King Corbin versus Murphy, one-on-one. And we had a lot of the Mysterio. There was a lot of heelish intent going into this matchup. We had distractions instantly off Mysterio. Distractions even when Corbin the unnecessary little run out the ring post so he could stop him. All the Mysterios coming around, even when the Deep Six, Dominic was coming interfering, and then we had Murphy hitting, I think, the bicycle knee for the finish. That was technically it. Everything else, it just ends with Corbin saying that it'll come prepared. So it's probably going to end up with him getting, I don't know, Rude and Ziggler to help out with the Mysterios or whatever, man. It's wow. Dude. Okay. I'm good? Good to hear, Swerve. Yeah, so we had a mediocre segment with dude, it's just a new mic. I got to get used to it. I really got to get used to it. Poor boy hours, bro. We also had like one-on-one Natalia that's like 27 years in the WWE, and still nobody remembers like the 10 matches she had in her career facing off against Bianca Belair. And she wins off a roll-up. Bayley was on commentary, still looking like one of the ugliest aunties you would see in your party. We had counters off clothesline, that discus clothesline. Natalia does. It's really bad. A lot of quick counters, some real, not a lot of strong person moves. We didn't see a lot of Bianca. It was just a lot of back talk with Bailey until a right hand from Bianca hits Bailey. Then we had a counter off a roll up. The victory goes to Bianca Belair. I mean, it's good enough that Bianca Belair is getting screen time, and it looks like they story involving her and Bailey because she survived the series. But God, I hate Bailey with a passion, man. It's it's like I'm trying to like tolerate why she's even on television over. I can understand why Sasha's on TV. I can understand why Becky's on TV, even though she's not my favorite. And hell, I can even understand why Charlotte is, and it makes sense. I don't know who Bailey is, and as much as some people can disagree with what I'm saying, and I made a video on the Four Horsewomen before of how overrated they are. I can just understand why these women have contacts, but Bailey is like the weakest link into like any semblance of the women's division, like the AEW women's division. Like freaking Ty Conti is better, and I haven't seen much of her. They're not doing much with Awesome Kong, but geez, bro, this is just I do not like Bailey. That's a quick little rant on that. But that's the show. They're probably gonna do a match with. That's the match. They're probably gonna do something with her in a match like in a like probably 2 weeks. That's all I'm gonna say. So later on in the show, it had Roman Reigns talking over to Adam Pearce for a match with Jey Uso and Kevin Owens. Even though I think they did this no, it was Daniel Bryan versus Jey Uso last week. So a few weeks prior, they did Jey Uso versus, and this was over just some basic trash talk in the earlier parts when Jey was with Roman after Hell in a Cell. Jey Uso, but they didn't want him losing off clean again, so we have a rematch. So it ends with Jey Uso grabbing off a chair and slapping Kevin Owens with it, and it was chair mania over here. Unlike Turkey Mania, it's gonna be painful for the humans this time. So we end up with chair shots, many chair shots on Jey Uso. Then later on, Kevin Owens got a chance to hit him with a steel chair after hitting him with two stunners, ending off the show mocking Roman Reigns with the whole head of the table stunt on the commentary table. That's SmackDown. And as much as I want to say that over most of the stuff I've been seeing on Raw, I won't like try to sugarcoat. And yeah, giving it a 6. Sad to say it, but I am giving it a 6. But you guys, but good enough that I'm glad that people are coming. A few people came in, see my live. I'm really thankful on the viewership I got with another sub in the books. Thanks for subbing. Hopefully you like some of my content over the New York Knicks, recent NBA news I've been doing, and there will be more. I just want to sum it up in probably a few days, so we're gonna see on some of that. But yeah, that's practically SmackDown. I'm still giving it a 6 out of 10. There's no way I have to save it different way, other than better promos from Carmella. Probably a better women's division. See, is like all you know is like Bianca Belair, Bailey's there. They have Carmella. Just thinking, because you have more attractive clothing means you're more attractive. Sasha Banks, oh boy, she's a good champion. I like her, bro, but they gotta find a way how to like end this brand split, in my opinion. Like the more they do on this brand split, this is why not a lot of people are gonna watch. So yeah, that's technically all I got in the notion. If you guys enjoyed SmackDown, I'm happy that you had a great holiday. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. If you enjoyed SmackDown too, hell, that's a good Friday for you. Other than that, I mean, a lot of people, more people coming into the chat. That'd be great. But yeah, that's technically all I got for my reviews, and I want to go over in the hell Tony is. Thank you, DST. But I noticed the part when he said that my mic was up for a bit. Oh boy, man, I gotta get used to this thing copy. Only $20. It's poor people, man. Oh god. But thank you very much on that like. I want to see if I can grow this channel a bit more than I can do. Hopefully, because I do want to make a bit of a growth spurt on this. I'm going to do make a sizable amount of money. That's practically most of my ambition going into all this, or else it would be with 200 vids. But I'm gonna sign off. I don't have any invites or something. But thanks for watching. This is a really late review. Well, late at night, not really late in the terms of relevance. But that's it coming from me. Thanks for watching.